guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia. I hope that you will subscribe before you leave today. In today's video, we are creating this eyeshadow look using the Nomad and Haunted Europe palette. Now, this is not a new palette, but it is new to me. Love the packaging of it. I love like anything horror related. Like Scream is one of my favorite movies. I've got autographs from the characters and all of that. Like, I love horror movies in general. So when I saw this palette, it just resonated with me. It was $44. Now this is like an indie brand. I ordered this online. I don't think you can pick this up in any stores. But this is the palette here. Super fun packaging. This brand is vegan, cruelty-free, and they say that their ingredients are purely sourced, which I didn't really investigate what exactly that meant, but it sounds really good. If you want to dig further into it, be my guest. I don't have time. This palette retails for $44. You are getting 18 different eyeshadows in this palette. As you can tell, I focus more on the greens in here, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a swatch of all of these shades. All right, so this is the color story here. As you can tell, everything swatched out amazing. This one didn't swatch out as, pigmented, but that's really because this one is more of like a topper type shade. You can use it wet. That's what I did in the inner corners, and it does work well like that. But I absolutely love this palette. I love all of these jewel tones in here. This purple and this green are absolutely beautiful. You also have a dark navy blue in here. This color right here is absolutely stunning. If you paired this and this together, that would be a gorgeous smoky eye. I love all these warm tone shades in here as well. You can get neutral types of looks. You can get very smoky looks. You can get jewel tone looks. I think there is so much that you can do with this palette, but let's go ahead and see how these perform in the eye tutorial. Okay guys, we are gonna go ahead and get into this super fun palette. This is the Haunted Europe palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I cannot wait to go into this. So today I've got on a lot of green because when I saw this palette, the first thing that my eye went to was this color right here. So I definitely want to focus on like this row here. I think all of these colors are just so beautiful. I love how grungy it is. If you are familiar with my channel, I love like grungy type of looks. I just think that they look so good on the eye. I think they make your eyes pop. And yeah, I cannot wait to dig into this one. I think the first color I'm going to go into, I think, is this one right here, which is Ghost River. And also look at these impressions in the palette. I just think that that was like a really fun addition. The little coffins, we've got a castle, we've got, this looks like seaweed or something. Maybe it's like little branches, I don't know. But, oh, we've got little spider webs. Yeah, I just think it's so fun. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, the only thing that I have on my face is my moisturizer, lip balm, and I did put on my MAC Painterly Paint Pot just because this is what I have been using consistently with eyeshadow palettes, so I think it's a good test to continue to use this. And I think today I'm going to focus on some of my Laura Lee Los Angeles brushes. So this is L26. I don't think she could have had the writing on here any smaller. Appreciate that for people that have vision problems like me. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go into that Ghost River shade. There is like very little, basically non-existent kick up with this. So we're going to go ahead and get right in. See, like this color alone, just all over the lid into the crease would be beautiful. I absolutely love colors like this. It's very like to me, it's more of like a neutral, leaning cool type of a color. And I just think that those are so flattering. All right, so that is going to be like my transition. And then I think I'm going to take this flat shader brush. This is L27. And I think I'm going to just do it. I think I'm going to go into Grendel, which is this green, and I'm going to pack that all over my lid. And this one has got like a cemetery. There was a little bit of kick up on that one, but look how freaking pigmented this is. I mean, I picked up a ton of product on here, so we will see. Oh my god, look at that. Now it is like a little bit crumbly, but then again, I think that is just because of how much I picked up on this brush. But holy shit, this is dry, guys. I'm not using a wet brush. This is completely dry. And you see how pigmented it is. That is just me going into that eyeshadow one time, I got this much pigment all over my lid. Now, I don't know why, like, my skin or whatever does that. It does that all the time, and it drives me freaking crazy how it gets, like, wavy right there. I guess maybe it's just me getting older. I don't know, but it did not used to do that, and it drives me fucking insane now. Okay. Wow. That is a really, really pretty jewel tone color. I freaking love it. I'm gonna go in. I literally just tapped into this the tiniest little bit just because I'm gonna focus this up kind of at the top part up here. Okay. I hope that made sense. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to go into this color right here because that's the one, when I saw this palette, I was like, yes, I'm definitely using that shade. Before I do that though, you see these little edges right here? It's just driving me crazy. So I'm going to take just a little fluffy brush and kind of blend this out and soften this a little bit. And this is just my first impressions using Nomad cosmetics in general. I think I saw this I think it was on like a Facebook ad or something like that. I had seen this palette before, but I saw it on a Facebook ad and I was like, okay. All right. I'm going to go in with my finger with this one. And I think it just looks like such a shifty type of a shade. And I just want to swatch it. Oh my gosh. The greenish yellow gold shift on here is everything. And cannot wait to put this on my lid. Super creamy as well. Oh yeah. That's definitely what I was hoping for. Right, my camera was dying, so I had to plug that in. The camera may have adjusted a little bit, but I have not done anything else since then. So I'm just gonna go back in with this color, and oh, that is just absolutely beautiful. Freaking love it. I'm debating on adding a little bit of this, but I don't think I want to. I think I wanted this more like teal type of a deal here. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. But that shade is beautiful as well. Super, super easy. I can't get over how easy that was. Now I'm going to take like a more precise brush from Laura Lee. This is L28, and this is just like the perfect shape brush. I'm going to go back into that Ghost River shade, which is right here. And just all around those edges, I'm going to blend that color. All right, so that is it for the eye. I am going to go ahead, catch up the other eye. I'll do my base makeup and then we'll come back for the lower lash line. All right, guys, I am back. I'm going to run you through what I've got on the rest of my face. For foundation, I've got on the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This has got SPF 15 in it. I love this foundation in general. This is in shade NW13. I do have multiple shades of this foundation simply because I love it so much. Now for concealer, I'm just trying to use two products that I have. So neither one of these work for me on their own. This one is too light, this one's too dark. So I have mixed these two together. This one's got high coverage, this one has got a lower coverage. But this is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in shade light medium. I don't know when and why I picked up shade light medium. I think I was using this as like a foundation and just spot concealing with this. And I think that's why I picked up this shade. Then I also have the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer, and this is in shade NW10. Again, I bought this online. The shades online do not look like what they look like in person, so there you go. I set everything down with the MAC Studio Fix Powder. This is in shade NW13, and NW13 really is like my best MAC shade. All right, for bronzer, I actually used a cream bronzer, which I don't use that often. This is the Milk Makeup. This is in the cream bronzer Baked. I do really like this one, and I topped it with a little bit of the Kylie Khaki bronzer, and this is one I've used multiple times on my channel. I love this shade. I think it works so well. All right, for my highlighter, Beaming highlighter. Again, this is another one from Jaclyn Cosmetics. That is like a theme with her highlighters. This isn't even like her intense highlighter. This is just her regular one. But this is in the shade Ice. For my blush, I've got on the KVD Everlasting blush in the shade Rosebud. I absolutely love this shade. It is just a cool mauve-y purple, and I think it looks really good with the eyes. I've got on my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Medium Brown. As you can tell, I freaking love this stuff. This is what I use on my brows consistently every day. And then for the lips, I thought I would have kind of like fairy vibes going. So I pulled out MAC Syrup. This is one of my favorite lipsticks from MAC. It goes with so many different looks. Love it. It is so comfortable. The formula is one of the Luster lipsticks, and it's just absolutely amazing. If you're looking for a good lipstick, this is a great one. And yeah, that gets us all caught up. Now we can go ahead and work on the lower lash line. All right, I tried to pull you guys in a tiny bit closer, but I'm going to go ahead and go back in with this shade that we put all over the lid. It is in the shade Grindle. And I'm just going to get that on a little liner brush. I absolutely love this green shade. And again, guys, this is dry. Like, I did not damp my brush, nothing. And you see how pigmented this green is. I mean, it is pretty fantastic quality. There is like zero fallout on my face. Freaking love it. Now I'm going to go in with a little pencil brush. This is actually from Lunar Beauty, which is Manny MUA's brand. And this is the LBE 6 brush. I use this daily. I'm going to go back into that shade Ghost River, which was the first shade we used. And as you can tell, it ends up looking like very like leaning purple. And I think greens and purples go so good together. That's another reason why I put on this more like pinkish purplish lipstick. All right, so I'm just applying this very lightly, and I'm applying it to the very edges of that green, just kind of softening the green, but also more so like smoking this out a bit. All right. And then I think for the inner corner, I am going to see what this shade looks like. So I'm going to take just a little pencil brush. This is actually from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. Any little brush will do. I don't think I like how that looks. Let me see if I apply this just to like this inner part right here. No, I think that is definitely like a more like topper type shade. Now, I don't know, maybe if I wet my brush. So maybe I will do that. I will wet this. And dampen this a little bit, and then I'm going to go back into that shade and see if that makes a difference. Actually, yeah. Okay. And then I think I'm going to try to pop a little bit of this right here as well. All right, that is where I'm going to end the eyes. I definitely prefer this shade like as a topper, like how we used it on the upper lash line. But as you can tell, you can wet it, and I think it works good for the inner corner. Here it did okay, but I prefer it more in the inner corner as opposed to like trying to blend it out with a wet brush, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, catch up the other eye. I'm going to put on my mascara, and then we'll be back for the final thoughts. Alright guys, so this is the completed makeup look. It's definitely not like every day, I would say, but I freaking love it. I definitely think it gives me kind of like fairy vibes. I love the jewel tones. That green that we used, the shade Grindle, was absolutely stunning. Out of all the shades that I used, this one was the one I was actually most impressed with. And this one was very gorgeous as well. I wet my brush a little bit more whenever I did this side, and I think it performed a lot better. So I just don't think my brush was maybe wet enough when I did this side over here. So having said all of that, this palette retails for $44. Now, it is vegan, it's cruelty-free. The ingredients in this formulation, they say, are like purely sourced, which I didn't investigate what exactly that meant, but it sounds good. But yeah, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're getting 18 different eyeshadows. You're getting some toppers, you're getting some metallics, you're getting a lot of mattes in here. I think it's a very well balanced palette. I love the color story. I think it's a very unique color story. There are a ton of different looks that you can get with this palette. You can get neutral type of looks. I mean, you know, just doing like these two shades, you would get a very neutral look. You can do very cool tone looks, like I'm thinking this gray with this one all over the lid. You can get more green looks like we did here. I really would love to do a look with this color as well. That one probably would have matched my outfit better, but this one was screaming my name, and it on top of that dark green, I think it is just perfect. I don't know. I'm so inspired looking at this palette. Like, there are so many more looks that I want to do with this palette. This in the crease with this all over the lid would be gorgeous. I love this dark brown down here. I would say the only thing missing from this palette is like a dark black, which obviously black is dark. But yeah, I would say out of everything, that's like the one thing that I wish this palette had. I think it could go just a little bit more smoky if you had a black. Also, you could use the black as a liner, but you can always dip into another palette for that. I absolutely love it. I also love this like brown taupey type of a shade. Gorgeous. I cannot wait to continue using this palette. If you guys want to see any more looks with this, please let me know. So that is two really good palettes that I've tried this week. This one, as well as the Buxom Ash K Home palette. I will have that one linked down below as well. But yeah, $44 for this palette. You're getting a huge mirror The packaging is super fun as well. I have nothing bad to say about this one. I mean, you saw how it performed. You saw how easy it was to get this look. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see any more looks with this palette, please let me know down below. I would love to do it for you. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.